No soul, no communication, no art. I was very upset. I used to write poetry.
I used to listen to a lot of jazz, and Mingus was one of my favorites. And somehow I felt that he would have a sympathetic ear and he could understand what I was feeling.
So on one of the Impulse jazz albums, I found the address. So I sent my poetry to Mingus.
I gave him my phone number, and lo and behold, sometime later I got a call at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and my mother got the call and called me to the phone, woke me up.
And it was Mingus calling from the Village Vanguard during a session he was having there, and he'd read my poetry.
It had touched him, and he'd communicated back with me. So we talked, and I kept sending him poetry, and then I guess maybe a year later, when I was 16, I actually got to go to the Village Vanguard where he was performing.
He just finished a set, and I was in the bathroom, and he walked into the bathroom, and I introduced myself. And I remember the feeling that he was...
He was huge! I mean, I was already over 6 feet, and I remember craning my neck backwards to look at him. He was so big, and I listened to his set, which was incredible.
He did a solo on the bass, and he had the whole club. I mean everybody, including the waitresses, the bartenders, everybody, had them all crying. Literally, there were tears. It was so sad. It was like he had captured the whole mood of the audience.
And then he looked around and he saw that, what he had done, and he immediately went from that sad, depressing, crying blues to turn around and play something.
Everybody started laughing and happy and laughter and smiling. It was just a miracle how he turned the emotion from day to night, just like that. It was real power.
It was a great inspiration to know that somebody was listening to my inner voice. And I feel Mingus gave me a slap on the back to go ahead and live my life.
And there was a record album on Fantasy Records with a picture of him sitting in front of a chessboard. And the name of the album was Chazz.
So from that point on, I called myself Chazz. a very interesting time. I was 17. I ran away from home and lived on the Lower East Side, and the hippest club at that time, Slugs, was just around the corner. I was a regular at Slugs until the summer of that year when I got into some problems. I was underage, and my mother thought it was best for me to be committed to a mental hospital.
And I'd gotten out somehow. I'd snuck out, gotten out on a leave, and I was suicidal. I was contemplating committing suicide, and I was actually on the Gold Star Bridge between Groton and New London. And I was going to climb over the fence and jump.
Until the summer of that year.
My mother died.